carrier preference.
The thing I tell most people, go with what works for you. You know, there are some areas in Cleveland where Verizon, hands down, is the absolute best, and AT&T sucks. If you happen to be in those areas, get a Verizon phone. If you're at a part that Sprint works the best, and you know all the places you go use Sprint, stick with Sprint. I mean, there's no reason to, say you wanted the iPhone, but you're going to live with crappy service because you want an iPhone. I know plenty of people who do, but they usually are pretty miserable complaining about it. Get something that's going to work for you. Then there's if you're going to be traveling out of country a lot, you basically have to go with T-Mobile and AT&T because of their GSM phones, the world standard.
I think we have someone in the audience from at least one of the carriers. Perhaps they'd like to add to that response.
Yes, I know Verizon has the dual band. There's the Tour. A lot of the Blackberries do it.
That was Sprint.
Okay, Sprint has a couple of them too.
You want to add to that response?
Sprint has your international phones as well, and you can use the phone overseas. You can take the SIM card out and just add in a different one. Your costs are very minimal than when you're overseas. I wanted to ask you what you feel the true spec is for the download speed of 4G.
The one that Evo uses?
No, you're talking about 4G.
Oh, the original spec?
Yes, I wanted your.
If I remember right, original spec 4G was something like 100 megabit. It was something huge. HSPA Plus is 25 or 17. It's significantly less. I mean, it's still a pretty fast connection, but it's nowhere near what the original spec was.
Okay, so 4G was at what speed download?
I thought it was like 100.
Okay, and everybody know, what's the download speed of a T1 line? 1.5.
Are they running 4G overseas, Europe, Asia?
Yes.
4G?
They have WiMAX in China in the Orient, the WiMAX version. And Verizon has the LTE version, which is what they...
Currently beta testing here in Cleveland too.
Right. Verizon just came out with their 4G LTE. Sprint's had theirs since 2008. So Sprint already has WiMAX through over 58 cities and at airports and so forth. And, the speed's awesome. Mm-hmm. We had our 4G events back in December at the ground station.
How do the microcells compare for the different carriers?
I've used Verizon microcell and the AT&T one. For those that don't know, a microcell is, say you happen to live someplace with 60-foot trees all around you, like my house, no RF goes through it. My house is a black hole for cell phone reception. A microcell is a small cell phone tower that you put in your house that talks over the internet to get its connection. So my cell phone, when I go home, it talks to the microcell. Microcell talks to AT&T over my broadband connection. I know Sprint carries microcell.
Yeah, it's called an array.
Yeah.
And it gives you about 5,000 square feet of it. But the larger companies, they have a custom network solution that can penetrate the building itself, like Cleveland Clinic and so forth.
Yeah. Yes, I've talked with Verizon.
Domes all down the hall.
I get reception in the hospitals when I walk in.
Yeah, there's huge. Those are not cheap though. The last time I spec'd out for it was a 80,000 square foot warehouse that again was behind trees at the edge of a cell phone tower's range. It was something like $15,000 to get reliable, solid cell phone signal inside of that building. It was not cheap.
Depending who the company is, sometimes a cell phone provider,
Yeah, that was directly through Verizon.
it'll put the tower in and negotiate it.
Would you know of any provider in particular that would do that? It sounds like a little voice of experience.
I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, one of our workers, we're up in Stowe. Right. One of our workers is one of those, the phone guy is in a black hole, so Sprint gave us just a little.
An array.
Yeah, I don't think it costs much.
No. That's an array. That's just a little unit. But they have devices that.
Well, we have the big ones too. I have a big box in my server
This
room.
would probably go outside the building. And
Up in the attic.
yeah, there's a couple different ways to create the tower inside your facility.
And when you think about it, that really kind of sums up what's going on. There's a huge amount of growth and investment in terms of solving the problems of I want to do more with this device, I don't want to pay more, and I want to do it no matter where I'm at. And so on the bleeding edge, you've got a lot of companies who are coming up with these solutions that you look at them and go, wow, that's kind of weird, but it works. And on other cases, like with the iPhones and all that, you have Apple just totally controlling it. So it's only going to go out when Steve says it's up and running. You know, and every solution a year from now is going to be different. And the only thing you have guaranteed is change. So, and I think we're going to have to, one more question, then we wrap up. Okay.